Hello and welcome back to Coaster Barras. Today we're here at Plopsaland de Panne in Belgium for our first ever visit.
Yeah, we are finally vlogging again in theme parks. It's been a good few months since November since we've been on a roller coaster. So exciting times, especially with what's behind us right now.
The Ride to Happiness!
The Ride to Happiness, a Mack Extreme spinning coaster.
And it really does make you happy. I'm excited just looking at it.
Well, there you go. I was about to say you've not been on it yet, but that's why. You know,
I'm excited looking at it.
Just looking at it, you're excited. So we'll give you a small snippet of the POV once we get on it, because it's still testing, so we don't know how long it'll be. And then we will give you a proper review later on in the vlog, but we'll still show you our initial reactions, because it's a different coaster every time you ride this one, so you kind of want more experiences before you review it.
It is, and the park seems fairly quiet today, which is good. February, you know, quite late on.
Yeah.
It's good, so hopefully we'll get loads of rides in.
And the first impression for the Ride to Happiness is, of course, its beautiful theming.
Yeah, I love the steampunk theming. It just like feels so out of this world. Like Fly from Fantasyland, but still different.
It does, it really encapsulates the area. It just makes it literally Tomorrowland, as I say. It's like furnaces, fans, you have it.
And there's also blueprints on the walls for like inventions, and it kind of makes me think of like airships.
And even though we usually don't advise with line skipping, it's just what everyone does, like, you know, do what the locals do.
But now it's time for our first Ride to Happiness.
So it's like free hang out the seat. It's quite unique. That's really loose, that restraint here. Oh crap! Woohoo! Oh wow! Woohoo! 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 Woo!
Oh my god, that makes every ride in the UK look like
Woo! Well, that was definitely an experience to go on a coaster like this when it's been months.
Yeah, that was just brilliant. Oh my god, I was just laughing the whole time. Everyone was holding on for dear life apart from us. But yeah, that was so good.
It was, but we're not going to give you our full opinion or review on it yet. We're just going to head over to Anubis, I believe.
Yes, and we want a few more rides, so like the back and the middle, just to see what it's like, because obviously your experience on there will change every single time, and that's so exciting.
It will, and they've even turned the lights on. You probably can't see them, but they've turned the lights on now. This is like 11 in the morning. That's insane. But yeah, we're gonna go try a few more rides, and we'll come back to this later and show you a proper full POV when we get the best POV possible for you.
Also, theming is beautiful.
Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. The food options as well outside of Ride to Happiness are not too bad. €9.50, $4.50 for fries with loadedness. You get a nice juicy hot dog there for $7.99. It's not too bad. And you get frozen Fanta too for $6.99. And you know, a tonic. Hey, works. Only problem is, it's closed. As we're leaving Tomorrowland for now and heading for Anubis, I do want to say one thing, despite the beautiful areas of the park, is every coaster, I think now, needs onboard audio. Because we had it on Gotham City Escape. However, not as good. Like on there, the soundtrack immerses you constantly, surrounded, encapsulated by sound. Whilst on things like Hyperia, you get nothing. You hear a beautiful soundtrack on the way out of the station, but then you get nothing. I think the soundtrack adds so much to Ride to Happiness. It's such an addition to the ride experience. It's a train, we can walk past, I think, now. We've currently got a free pass. The Gerstlauer flying around. There she is. Or he is. What are you calling this? Is Anubis a he or a she in this situation?
Anubis is literally the Egyptian god of death.
Yes, but he's usually a he, is he not? Or is he a she?
Storm of
I mean, it's probably the most intense ride in the park, so I can see why no one wants to go on it. Ooh,
it really does look like the school from House of Anubis. That's so cool.
Yes, I agree. It really does look like the school from House of Anubis.
You have never seen House of Anubis, Steve.
How do you know?
Because I do know. Scenes from the
Yes, Sarah Barra, I recognise all of these scenes. Ah! I almost walked into a wall. I thought I was supposed to go this way and I walked into glass. I hear a banshee. Is that part of the theming or is that a kid? For all you technical nerds out there. Woo. Hey, it's not misty at the Star Flyer anymore. Oh, I definitely see a launch there. It's not delayed! Hey! Welcome to Saw. Oh, trims. Oh! Oh, yeah.
That was probably the most smooth Ghost Flower I've ever been on.
I got my neck rattled a bit, but it was smooth, yeah, for the most part.
No, it was extremely smooth for me.
It was more impressive that I was like, is this going to be a delayed launch? Nope. Straight out.
Well, we just had 2 rides on Anubis, the ride.
Yes, based on the House of Anubis series that I love so much.
He has never watched it in his life. Now I have. I used to watch it when I was a lot younger and I really liked the series, so I was quite excited to find out this was themed to it. And it looked really like it. The scenes are great.
As a coaster, I will say it's probably my least favourite and most underwhelming Gerstlauer coaster, but that does not say it's not enjoyable.
I think it's the most smooth Gerstlauer coaster we've been on because Smiler and Saw are very janky at times.
Yeah.
Most of the time, actually.
Because obviously we don't
Especially
have
last year.
We don't have an extensive Gerstlauer list of experience, but we've been on a few, obviously, like Gerstlauer in the UK, such as Saw, like you said, and the Smiler. However, you think it's smooth. I got my neck wrenched a bit on the front and the back.
Oh, I didn't. I was fine. It was a bit rattly on the back.
It's
but not the front.
You could definitely tell it was rattly.
Yeah,
you're only
was,
going 2 rows back.
Yeah, it was really, really rattly on the back, but for me, it was completely fine. You were moving around quite a lot. I didn't at all, so
yeah.
Different experiences, even though we were literally sat next to each other on the ride, but hey.
I might just be heavier, but I was on the left side each time, so maybe it's that. Who knows? But it was definitely rougher for me, and usually you're more sensitive than I am to that kind of thing.
You could definitely tell the rattle. It just didn't bother me that much. It's kind of like the Nemesis rattle, doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah,
it's kind of a bit like that.
I don't know why. Either way, regardless, the launch on it, I will say, is actually really good. That is a punchy launch, and on the back, I thought it was way more intense.
And it was the fact that, like, because obviously we've just been on Ride to Happiness and you kind of wait for the launch. This one's like literally just hit it and then off you go. So it's like you were expecting, like, oh, we're going to stop. Nope, no, we're not.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's underwhelming because you've just been on Ride to Happiness for 5 laps in a row. And we're going to be going on it more later because we still want more rides as it warms up because it's still warming up.
It is, yeah, so it'll be definitely a lot better later and it's still amazing now.
It is, so I'm honestly thinking it's maybe underwhelming because it's such a more traditional coaster and you've just had a massive experience on Ride to Happiness. Food! And since our stomachs were feeling a tad bit ropey from not eating all day, we thought it was the perfect time to look around for some grub and find the perfect place. And despite the many options, we eventually settled on this delicious looking spaghetti bolognese. Oh yes!
And through the back of the restaurant, Mr. Spaghetti, we discovered the massive Meierland, which had loads of indoor rides, shops, and a play area, and a way for Steve to potentially drown. Oh, look, it's one of those where you have to pull it across the water.
I would probably drown. If I got in this, I would most likely drown. I mean, that's at least 2 feet of water.
That's slightly failing.
And despite the massive danger, I chose to be the bigger man and be brave.
Melodramatic much?
There we go. Now we got some movement. There we go, surfer. It wouldn't move at the start, you had to get some propellant. Oh. Oh, that is very dangerous. I could have drowned, I could have died. After that harrowing experience, we decided to try Boss Van Plop.
That's Plop's Woods in English. A cute little boat dark ride with gnomes, and we especially liked the funfair and circus themed part.
But it wasn't the only discovery in the area for Sarah Barra.
Tie-dye capybara.
See, the capybara influence is spreading.
It's so fluffy as well.
There's actually purple capybaras. There's capybaras everywhere we go. We need capybaras. What's it? We need more.
20 quid.
20 euros. Hey, it's worth sacrifice. So next up, we're getting a coaster back on track, and it is the
Coma Junior Coaster.
K3. It's like a K-pop kind
It's
of
a
band.
Flemish girl band, that's the thing.
Flemish girl band, not a Korean one then, but ooh, pineapple.
Giant table.
That is a massive table over there, yeah.
The chair, look at the size of the chair.
Hey, it's good theming though for the
It
area.
is actually really. Quite windy actually.
It is.
Especially for the front. You expect it to be faster on the back.
Big chair. I still want that edible love heart. I got blinded. Oh, it's got a brake run. Like, it's comparable to Zadra.
Maybe not quite.
It's very similar.
They're straight out as bulky, so you don't go.
But if they were, and of course it's 2 laps special.
I bet you want those sunglasses, Steve. Definitely your colour. Ken pink.
Definitely. I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10.
Also, no one wants to hear you singing.
Everyone needs to hear it.
No.
Alright, maybe I do agree with you there. Now, of course, there is a wave swinger here, but why would you go on that when there's a gigantic, bigger brother?
And up next, we've got hashtag Like Me Coaster. Interesting name, but it is after the show with the same name.
Which I assume is those guys over there and the car.
I would assume so, yes. And this is a large Tivoli family coaster. And large being the fact that the trains are huge.
Yeah, the themed like in a high school with a toilet. I assume,
You actually walk through it.
I assume it's a fake toilet? You got for the high school? You know, for a family coaster, the theming on this is actually kind of hilarious. You got a disco. Way! You lose your arm there if you have your arms up. You can touch that. That's intense. Classic.
It is a lot of things.
Camera coming up.
I like the fact it slows down for that.
It slows down for the camera. The money shots. Hey.
And here we have the Mack Rides steel-powered coaster, Drac, or Dragon in English.
Yeah, it looks quite cool. There's a massive dragon on the front. Hence,
Look at the theming of this castle.
I know, right?
The facade is wonderful.
And the dragon popping out the window there. Brilliant. Although this will be why we won't be filming a front row ride, because the massive dragon on the front obviously is a bit in your way. Oh, stairs! As usual, my mortal enemy. I'm too fat for these stairs. Ah! Okay, I got stuck. The very narrow stairs. You just saw me get stuck. Oh wow, look at that. That's a really cool lighting fixture. That is just like pretty on point.
Oh, spiral staircase.
Are we literally ascending a turret?
Yes, we are. But we're on the outside of the turret.
The outside of the turret. It doesn't usually happen, but you get a view of the area from here as well, including the mouth of the dragon that you come out on Dino Splash, which is technically a dinosaur, not a dragon. But
Yeah, I was going to say dinosaur.
hey, I get confused easily. They're both technically similar. Oh, that's quite forceful.
Coward might be the word.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, my thing's come off. It's loosened by a jolt. Hey, I know we don't go upside down, but when the restraint kind of opens up on ride, it kind of concerns you.
It's fine.
So I'm that fat to get stuck on the stairs, now I'm getting stuck on the ride, so it unlatches itself mid-ride.
It's not unlatched.
It literally, it's gone loose. Sploosh. As you can see, no one is on Dino Splash because it's very cold.
Oh, there is a few people. I've seen people over there.
A few. But yes, we are not going on the water rides. This or the water coaster, which is called
Super Splash.
Super Splash.
This is Dino Splash, I think.
Yes, both splashing basically, and they do splash quite a lot from the looks of it. We didn't bring our water stuff today, so we're like, we'll get on these tomorrow.
Yes, and we will input that now, if we got on them, of course, because they might be closed. You never know.
Well, it turned out the water rides were open on the second day, and you know what that means, as always. Ninja shoes. Trademark, copyright. And of course...
waterproof trousers.
Hey, I've got myself a poncho for once, that's a rarity. I'm keeping coat and everything on. It's a rare thing. I mean, it's so stylish. Doesn't look that bad. Ah! I got a light spray. I won't lie.
Huh?
I got a light spray, I won't lie. Mainly on the legs. Roar. It really does go fast around this bar, doesn't it? Yeah. It's like a river rapids. Look at this. Ah! No, it's a big hill. The big boy. Oh dear. That is quite tall. Ah! Not too bad, you see.
Well, you know, the joys of being in the front, isn't it?
You? Right, you were going at the front, I was going at the back.
No.
And if you like seeing Sarah constantly trying to drown me on these water rides, why don't you drop us a like and subscribe?
Rude!
Ah! Ah! It's not too bad.
The poncho can be dry.
Sarah says it's not too bad.
Hey, ponchos are great.
Ponchos are great.
You didn't have your hood up, I did.
It won't stay up on that. Heidi the Ride, which Sarah is never heard of. I'm a big fan of it. Personally.
No, he doesn't even know the story of Heidi. I do. And it's great. I actually love it.
And the important information there, it says 6 o'clock. I assume is the last time you can get on, which is the park closing time.
More than likely.
So there you go. We can confirm that later or not. If that's true, we will confirm. But
we're looking forward to getting on this GCI wooden L-shaped out and back coaster.
yeah, so basically it's the same people who make Wicker Man and of course Colossus at Hyde Park. But a woody is a woody, and a woody is always to be appreciated. And they've got a little carriage in here. The theme is really nice. Oh yeah, well technically it is a sled, it's not a carriage, it is a sled. Familiar sound, but this is a first. We are the only people on the roller coaster. We have a private ride.
On the front?
On the front. That's a big solar farm.
It is pretty big.
It probably powers the park.
Look how quiet the car park is.
It's quiet. Get ready for the drop then. Oh wow. Wow. Woohoo. Very smooth woody.
Wow, that's amazing.
Even more hilarious is the fact that it's so intense and we're the only people on the ride.
Yeah, which don't even think that's amazing. At least you're not even getting pushed into it.
Nope. And unlike a lot of rides, on the brake run, they treat you to a little show.
From Heidi. Look at Heidi.
You get a dark ride scene. Hey, She's in a wheelchair.
Yes.
I thought I saw a
That was
wheelchair.
part of the story.
Oh, I see now, I see.
Well, Heidi the Ride, that beautiful GCI Woody.
Yeah, I mean, we always say like Woodies are better at the back, and this is still the same
Oh,
situation.
definitely.
However, this is still brilliant at the front.
Yeah, this is how we wish Wicker Man was like on the front.
Yeah.
Intense, awesome, push you in the element. And we were the only one on the train. It was still really intense on the front.
Which is absolute insanity, we couldn't believe it. And you even said on there as well that you wish Cuchulainn
Was like that on the back, yes. So Cuchulainn, brilliant ride, really intense, but it was really painful for me. And it was like shaking around, whereas that was so smooth. It was awesome.
This is basically the best of both worlds. It's smooth no matter which seat you go on,
Yes.
and it's intense on both seats, so it was like wow. But you say it was definitely a back row ride for you anyway.
Oh, yeah, the back was definitely better, but I loved both. It was fabulous.
It was an absolutely brilliant Woody, absolutely brilliant. The only one thing I will say is if it's something like a kid show like Heidi the Park, why is that on such an intense coaster? It makes no sense.
It does to me. It's based, you know, Switzerland, Alps and mountains and wood. Lots of wood.
I find it suspicious.
It's
but
because he doesn't know the show, that's why.
I knew it many times, many years ago. Either way, we've got some flat rides to come up before we can give our full attention to the ride to happiness. Oh look, we're at Drayton Manor. I mean, sort of. It's a Viking-themed Zamperla disco. So it's sort of like Drayton Manor-ish, maybe, kind of. Wikiland. Interesting.
And the area itself is really charming, with tons of theming everywhere you look. That's especially good for families. But unfortunately, the area wasn't as active due to rides being power washed.
But of course, one thing that was working was the Zamperla Disco. Again, really well themed, so we couldn't miss the opportunity as per. But after that, we had one more dark ride left to hit in the Circus Bumba area.
Which is Opres met Bumba, or Bumba's World Tour in English, which is also a very cute tracked dart ride that seems to take you on a journey through Bumba's dreams, such as space and under the sea.
Although, we then stumbled upon a rather familiar sight, long lost from the towers of Alton.
Oh, look what they've got here. They've actually got a swing boat. You know, something that Alton Towers might want to invest in at some point. Who knows? Can't be a classic swing boat, can you?
Somebody else.
I'll try not to crash into anyone else. Well, we almost crashed into the pontoon.
That's because Steve can't steer. We've been steering quite well since I took over.
We're kind of drifting. We need to steer that way.
Steering fine, Steve.
Let's get a bit more speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it's all about not crashing here. How do we park?
We're gonna have to like.
Turn right and then reverse.
It's not turning. Go backwards. Forward.
We're going to crash into the pirate boat.
Well, I was kind of hoping to turn the boat around, but we're not seeming to be turning.
We are turning very slowly. We might crash into the other boat temporarily, but we had a queen boat, so we're allowed to crash.
Then backwards again.
20-point turn. Plopsaland pan.
Right, now you can go forward.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that was close. That was close. Nah, that actually makes more sense.
That's a lot easier.
That makes more sense. It's like, wait, it's parked and there's already one of them off it. It's like, how's this happened?
And as an addition, we've just had 4 back-to-back rides on Heidi the Ride.
And just like every other Woody, it warms up throughout the day, but
If you can stick the rain in your face, it's even better in the rain.
although we will say this is probably the most roller coaster intensive trip we've been on, because you can literally just sit in the train, not get off or move a seat, and they'll let you stay on it. Besides Ride to Happiness, because of course it's very intense.
Yes.
2 rides and then you got to get off and walk around. That's
Yes,
what it said.
whereas this one, we had 4, and technically we could have stayed on if we had wanted to.
Yeah, it's absolutely insanity. It's like Alton Towers, even if you rented Alton Towers for a day by yourself, like, oh no, you've still got to walk around, go for the pre-show again, it's very important, you see. It's like, come on!
But it was now time to head back to the Ride to Happiness and show you a full POV of one of our best rides yet at the park.
There goes Ride to Happiness. We are on our day 2 and we have had 20 rides now on the Ride to Happiness, so we can give you the true ups and downs of this coaster. And yes, there can be downs even on a brilliant coaster like this.
Yeah, so yesterday afternoon we kind of noticed like a little bit of judderiness when we were going on it, and we were kind of wondering why, because in the morning we had like quite a few rides, like 5 or something, and they were really perfect. And we've just realized today, after riding it multiple times, it's when there's less people on the full trains.
So basically it all comes down to weight. We were really trying to dig and figure out what was causing the issue, because it was like causing acid reflux and everything. So at first we thought it might be the rain, but we've tested it in a bit of this rain,
yeah, today,
and without the rain, and
more people, less people today. Yeah, we did work that one out.
Again, no roller coaster engineers here, but it definitely seems like total weight on the train makes a smoother experience, less weight, and it's more floaty off the track, which causes those issues essentially.
Yeah, but still a brilliant coaster.
It's a brilliant coaster. It's definitely in my top 5 now. It's up there as one of the coasters. I will say there's a massive difference whether you're at the front or the back of it, not for view reasons, but just for the experience, because you said it's very...
Well, it's very floaty when you're on the back. Like, I think our first ever ride on it yesterday on the back, like it literally felt like you were floating, you know, like a space flight. You're just like floating completely. And then obviously when you're going down after the banana roll, you just literally slam into your seat again.
Yep, you get whipped into it.
Yeah.
Well, I said to you on the front row ride, and every subsequent front row ride, I think it's the opposite. When you're getting, basically if you get launched, the first launch into the banana roll, and then you get the LSM second launch, the boost into the double inverting dive loop, you get ejector airtime instead, in my opinion. You literally get thrown out of your seat as soon as you start going up and you hit the apex, you get thrown out of your seat, which is like, wow, really intense feeling. But like you say, on the back, it's the opposite. It's more floaty.
Yeah, just really nice.
It is.
Yeah, but it's really nice. Your butt is off the seat more times than it's in it. And these hills behind us, toward like as you get to the end of the ride before the brake run, they are really insane.
It's the bunny hop hills.
Yeah, the bunny hop hills.
And again, if you're going backwards into those, you will get like thrown into your seat if you're not careful.
Yeah, you have to be careful you don't hit the back of your head as well. I did that once. Not fun.
It's overall hilarious. It's a brilliant course. I don't think we've talked about courses this much ever in like a review breakdown, but I just love every part of it.
Yeah,
as long as there's people on it.
Yeah, it's good, it's intense. Wherever you sit, doesn't matter, middle, front, back, you get a really good, fun time every time. As long as you're not the only one sitting on it, obviously.
Essentially, yes. It's like you can't really have a bad ride unless there's 2 people on a train. So that's what you call the hallmark of a good coaster, I suppose.
Definitely.
Now, Plopsaland has been empty the past few days, relatively, which does change the atmosphere, but overall it's still been a great experience, and it has allowed us to essentially walk onto coasters.
Pretty much every single time. Well, we have not queued once for anything.
Not queued once, re-rides, a lot, what have you, VIP coaster rides. It's still led to a good experience at the park. I won't say anything bad about it. I've not had one single thing here where I thought, wow, that's bad.
No, and the staff have been lovely.
Oh, friendly staff of any park I'd say we've ever been to.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that statement.
Yeah, so I know most people come just for Ride Happiness, but we've Heidi the ride.
It's a really good coaster.
Yeah, the Gerstlauer Anubis, it's all right.
I thought it was smooth. That was the most smooth Gerstlauer I've been on, so, you know, kudos for that.
Yeah, there's plenty of flat rides and stupidity you can get along the way. It's a very charming park, so...
And those water rides, hilarious.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm still wet now.
I'm not.
So I'd say it's definitely not one to skip. It's so easy to get to as well. It's near a lot of trams and trains and buses, so even if you're not coming in a car or flying, you can probably get here quite easily.
Yeah, which is good. And it wasn't that expensive
it wasn't.
ticket, so...
Yeah, it's relatively cheap to get here compared to some parks like Europa. But with that being said, be like a barra.
And keep coasting.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And to stick to our motto, we did coast. Again.
And again.
And again.
And again.
And again.
And again.
And again.